Good morning. Today is the day we are actually pulling the boat. We have been hunkered down in Olympia. We've been doing a lot of boat projects that have been needed. As we've been traveling, we've discovered that we want to update the systems in the boat itself in regards to radar and our laptop and navigation charts. And so we've been working on pulling things, pulling wires, taking things out, and getting ready to put the boat back on the on dry land for the rest of the season. We've had a great 3 weeks traveling. We've gone a long distance and we've seen a ton of beautiful places, of course, along the San Juans and the Puget Sound area and all the way down into Olympia. We have never been down here this far before, and it was a great journey here. We've been staying at this marina public dock, and you can see the Capitol right there of Olympia, and the dockage is super cheap for us because we're only 22 feet. It's only been $17 to stay, and so yeah, we've been hanging out here for quite a bit. We took everything off of the boat. As you can see, the boat is looking a lot different than it has been. The radar is taken down. Bob's going to redo all of that this next season, and we always have an issue with when we store the boat. We have all these sharp ends on it on top of the boat in regards to the radar and the mast and the solar, and so that always punctures holes in our canvas, and we got new canvas again this year, so we've taken that off. And so the boat is looking kind of interesting without it. We're not used to seeing it without that stuff on top. Everything's in the inside. We took the dinghy off. We actually rolled the dinghy up this time, and we put it in its storage bag. That does need to be repaired. Our handle has now come off over the years, and again, we've had this boat since 2008, so some modifications definitely need to be made. We are actually taking the boat from here, and we are just driving it over to another marina where we're going to pull it. The van is sitting over there with our trailer, which we've also updated while we have been there, and Bob has put in all new brakes on it, new brake lines. We put a new tongue on it, and so that is in tip-top shape. We got new tires on it as well, and so we're just doing some much needed maintenance that has needed to be done since we've owned this boat since 2008. So let me take you inside. Ready to shove off?
Ready to go. Another season.
Another season. It was a great trip. I mean, we had such a really good time this time exploring this new area.
It was fun. I mean, we went basically marina to marina. We anchored out like 2-3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got some projects.
A lot of projects done.
Because we got in here a little early, but really we needed to.
No, we needed to because I was telling you guys that you redid the entire trailer. Now it's brand new.
Yeah.
And we've taken all the systems off in the boat, and it's pretty bare bones.
We had old systems, which, 2008, that now we can update next time and make it much simpler.
Yeah, everything has worked really well. Even on this trip, we haven't had any breakdowns or anything like that, except for our Wallace stove. And we've kind of figured that out for now and how we're going to heat the system. And so the inside of the boat is full of our stuff still, and we're getting ready to pack up. We have all our bags underneath and our blankets and everything. Everything's coming off the boat this year. We're not leaving anything on it. We decided that we're going to take things from the van and into the boat because we use the same things. And so instead of having stuff on here and potentially getting moldy or what have you and musty, that we just take it off the van when we get on the boat itself.
Yeah, I think that's a much better idea because a lot of this is duplicate on the van, and so for instance certain things might not work. The only thing with like the refrigerator obviously has to stay on here. Everything else can come off, and that way when we get onto the boat we know that everything works, and we've had good luck. It's just more now knowing that sometimes the moisture can cause grief or whatever. So.
Yeah, has not. But anyways, so now we're going to drive the boat over to another marina, and we are going to pull the boat from there where the van is stored, like I said. So it's maybe a 10-minute boat ride from here. Feel weird without having all the radar and everything in
When
here?
I first sat down, it was like something's different, because this is all, of course it's white now too, as far as not having the laptop here, but
The
I feel like I can see better.
Yeah, the laptop actually took up quite a bit of space that you didn't realize.
Yeah, I mean, it only came up to here, whenever I still, it wasn't any more than the hull in front, but it's just, it feels so much bigger. And so now what I'll do is I'll put and it'll probably be an iPad, because the wireless radar needs to have a
Okay.
product or an iOS.
So what systems are you going to put on now instead? Have you done a lot of research on that while we've been...
No, I haven't. I mean, there's only one wireless radar, and I definitely want that.
Okay.
And so I'll put that on there, and that requires, like I said, an Apple product. So probably an iPad in here. And then I'm going to continue to use hopefully the autopilot that's on here, which really works well. Autopilots are fairly expensive. There's no use changing that out. AIS probably, but maybe not initially, because we're just going to go like PAL, so we don't need AIS there. And then navigation probably off of the iPad also. And my backup is I can use my phone. So, but like today, they're like, how are you navigating the waters? Well, there's buoys, so we know that red buoys are on our left because we're going out of port, and green are on our right. So I can do it without knowing depths. Otherwise,
Red, right, returning, yep.
Yeah, otherwise you need to know the depths.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything else. Yes. Oh, a new VHF radio.
Okay.
Marine radio. I'd like to do it handheld, but and again for Lake Powell, I may do that. The goal is to, just like if you watch our van videos, the goal is to keep it as simple as possible, and then I'll take the iPad with me when we get off the boat. So when I get on the boat, I know everything's working. As we're now, recently we had to cross our fingers, which truthfully it always
worked.
But I don't want to do that. I want to be able to jump on knowing that everything works. The radar, of course, we won't be taking on the van with us, but everything else we will.
Yeah.
So.
12 years and it still worked, so there was never really
14 years.
14, never crossing our fingers at all, so everything has
well,
worked
and this
well.
time the Zoom, which is a 2011, which works great. The charging station went kaputs on it, so I had to order a new charging cable, and then it wasn't really working very good. So, slowly things happen, and I still was able to use that. And while I was waiting for the Amazon shipment at the next port, I then went ahead and used my phone, which works fine too.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't. It's not
small.
as fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice if you have a bigger screen that you can do. But this will be nice because I'll put the iPad down in here, so it'll sit way down in, and then it just feels bigger visually. So it's pretty nice. And we had a CME on here for the radar, so it shows our radar. Or on other people's radar shows it's bigger. I threw that out. I'm not going to use that.
And you're sporting your new C-DORY hat. We got one in the mail from the company because we were spotted in Seattle, was it?
No, in Anacortes.
Anacortes by somebody, and so then they reported it, and then they emailed us and they sent us.
Well, yeah, C-DORY actually put out on their Instagram and Facebook, because they're the ones that saw us.
Yeah.
One of the employees or whatever. And posted saying, if this is you, let us know. And so, yeah, that's us. And so they sent us hats and water bottles and
a bag, yeah.
So it's pretty nice.
All right, we're heading on over to the other marina so we can pull the boat over there. It's just on the other side of this peninsula. It's really been a cool view here, having the Capitol right at the base of all the marinas and where we're staying. We've really gotten to know Olympia a little bit better, and it's a nice city.